What's up, everybody? Hey, it is Mike Widmer with the Expansion Real Estate Group. Happy Friday to you. We are here for our monthly market update. It is June already. That's hard to believe. Kids are out of school. We're on summer break, probably going on some vacations. So I hope you guys have an amazing time. And before we jump into the market today, I want to show you guys something pretty amazing. Speaking of summer, we do a bunch of really cool giveaways here at Expansion, but this one's pretty badass. So at the end of the summer, we're going to give away a free cruise for two. We're going to do a drawing for that. So I just want to put that out there right now. We'll do the drawing on August 4th. It's a $600 value. Just super excited about this one. There's a QR code now if you want to get registered for it. So let's jump into our market and see where we're at. So here is our Cromford Index chart, and you can see the trend continues. We've been going up pretty steadily all year long, and that didn't change this month. We started off May at 147, and in June we went all the way up to 162 on the Cromford. So the number's getting pretty high there. You know, remember 100 is a neutral market, so we are 62 points above a neutral market. So definitely in the seller's market here across the valley, and we had a 15-point jump from just 1 month. So that's the biggest jump we've had since the beginning of the year. We look today, we're sitting at 162.9. So if you think about that, June 1st, 162, June 8th, about 8 days in, we've went up less than 1 point on the Cromford. So it does seem like things are slowing down a little bit. And there's a couple different reasons for that. One is demand for the first time in a while has actually declined. So just this past couple weeks, so we started off the month at 84.8 for demand. And then today we're sitting at 84.4. So actually it's just a little bit of drop there. One of the things that we've been seeing is rates did come up again. So they're creeping towards 7%. And there's this weird kind of like psychological thing. I think when buyers hear 7%, they're just like, no chance, no way. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to wait for them to come down. But it seems like between 6 and 6.5 now, it seems like the buyers are getting more and more active in that range of a rate. It's amazing how fast things change from, a year ago, we were like 5%, no chance. Now it's like 7%, no chance. So we're definitely getting used to these higher rates, but demand has slowed down a little bit. And with that, it's something we haven't seen in a long, long time on our daily chart is right over here. We actually, again, it was just 1/10 of a point, but back at the end of May, we just saw a little dip in that Cromford Index. And the last few days, it's been pretty steady and just a little bit up these last few days. So it'll be really interesting to see as we come into the summertime, it'll be interesting to see if it levels out. Generally, it makes a lot of sense for our market to do this. It does it every year. We talk about it from January till May is our hot selling season, and then summer slows down a little bit, and then the fall is a little bit cooler. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens these next 3 months. Another thing that's been going on that's been driving our market is our supply. It continues to fall, albeit at a slower rate than last month. Last month we lost 10%, or actually April to May we lost 10%. So last month at this time we had 9,517 active listings. Today we have 9,243 active single family listings. So only a drop of 3%. So not a huge drop, but we are down almost 50% from the start of the year. So we're up around 18,000 to start the year. Now we're down around 9,000 single family homes for sale. So a big drop in that. With the lower supply and demand staying pretty steady, we actually have had a rise in prices now 4 months in a row. So since February, March, April, May, we all had an increase in median price across the valley, and we're up a total of 5.4% this year. So we dropped about, we had a drop from May till December of about 13%. We've actually made up about 5.4% of that from last year. So the market is staying strong. One of the things I want to show you guys here today too is new builds. So new builds are performing at a much higher rate right now than resale homes. And one of the main reasons is the new builders and the lenders that they're paired with are offering some really low rates. So if rates are right now about 7%, there's a lot of new builders out there offering a 30-year fixed rate right around 5%. And that is really attracting the attention of buyers. So that is making their market outperform the resale market. But one thing that's a little bit nerve-wracking for us is This is a chart of single family permits. So basically, how many new homes permits have they requested to build from January 1st till the end of April each year. So this chart across the board is the first 4 months of the year. We are down 49% in what they've actually started this year in housing builds. And I really believe that, last time we had a crash, the builders really got hurt, and they really stopped they stopped building, and I think they got scared again. So even though the new build market is doing great, they haven't kind of unleashed all their lots yet. So they're slowing down, they're keeping it slow, they're keeping that supply low to keep those homes moving, because again, there's a huge supply of new builds that would affect the overall market as well. So that's one thing we'll have to keep an eye on this as the summer goes on. Stop this here for a second. So kind of wrapping this up today, again, we don't ever really try to predict where the market's going to go, but one thing we do know, it depends upon supply and demand. And right now, if there's not going to be any greater supply, because if new build starts are low, there won't be an influx of supply from new builds. If sellers aren't selling because the ones that have a 2.5% to 3% rate just don't have the motivation to move and jump to 7%, where is that extra inventory going to come from? Until we have extra inventory, the market's going to keep on going up, or at least stay level, unless we have a huge fall in demand, which again is possible if rates go 7.5%, 8%. Again, I don't think that's going to happen, but if it did, that could certainly affect that demand and drop that down. So we'll watch this market again. We watch it every single month. We'll get back on here next month and kind of see where supply is at, and we'll see if demand keeps on dropping, and we'll kind of see where we're at. So if you guys have any questions, as always, give me a call, sign up for that cruise, and we'll see you guys next month. Thanks.